Hi, and welcome back to Musicians Edition. Practice with me for alto saxophone. I'm your teacher, Reesa, and today we're working in the Standard of Excellence Book 2, and we're on page 37 looking at Romanza Part B. Now, before we begin, I just want to remind you, we are coming really close to the end. I'm talking we have hornpipe, we have the minuet, and that's the end of the book. So make sure you get your book 3 now so it has time to ship and to get here. Not sure where to get this book. You can get it down below. It would help me out a little bit if you did get it down below, but if not, I don't care as long as you get the book so you can still learn along with us. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Romanza, okay? We are in 4/4. Tell me, what's in our key signature? We have no sharps, no flats, just like part A. Okay, that's going to be the same. We still are starting with 2 measures of rest, just like our part A. Tempo, same. Okay, just take a moment and look real quick. Are we going to have any accidentals that we need to pay attention to? Take a moment to look. Should be able to see that we already do. Taking note of measure 3, we have a G sharp, 7 G sharp, 10 F sharp, 15 B flat. Let's see what else. 30, we have F sharp, 32 F sharp, 34 F sharp, 38 B flat, 39 G sharp, 40 C sharp, 43 B flat. Okay, so we do have some, okay? All right, I think we're good to go ahead and just sight read this and see what it's like. All right, ready? Remember, there's 2 measure rest at the very beginning. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, then we'll play, okay? I'm not gonna say the 1, 2 part. You have to count that. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. right, excellent job. So you could probably kind of see or feel where the problem areas kind of are. Might be with some of the rhythms, might be with some of the accidentals. If you know it was just the accidentals, just mark it in now. There are some spots where things switch back and forth. So I guess we'll talk about it as we go along. So let's take a look at measures 1 through 10, okay? So here, I don't think there are really any hard, difficult areas. Just watch your rhythm in 6. We have da, 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 right? Because we have the dotted quarter, 1, 2, and 3, 4, up. Okay, da, da, da. So let's go ahead and play 1 through 10. Ready? And don't forget the 2 rests. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and those 2 notes technically go with the phrasing of 10. So you also might be a little confused on your 8th rests, but think of it this way. Okay, so we'll look at 3. That G sharp comes right in on beat 3. Okay, so just hold that G out just a little longer, and then just have a quick break coming in on that G sharp right on beat 3. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Okay, so it just comes in on beat 3. So when you're hitting your foot, it comes in right on the beat. Same thing with 7. Okay, that G sharp once again comes in on beat 3. So that really helps. We don't have anything too complicated there. This time, make sure we add in our articulations. Okay, we do have some slurs happening in here. So make sure you slur where marked. And this time, let's also take a look at our dynamics. We start off mezzo piano, okay, and then we crescendo up in 9. So let's do, I know that seems like a lot in one take, but we're going to make sure we're resting where we're supposed to rest, add in articulations, and add in dynamics. All right, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect, so that's just where you crescendo up is in 9, just that last note there, okay? All right, let's do it one more time for good luck. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, excellent job. Let's take a look at 10. We're actually going to do the 2 notes before 10 because that goes with that phrasing. Okay, and then we'll go until that rest in 16. Okay, so here is where we do have some changes with the accidentals. So let's take a look. In measure 10, we have B, C, F natural, because that's in their key signature, going up to F sharp. Then 11, we have G. Then it's back to F natural due to it being a new measure. So if you missed that, mark it in, that is F natural, okay? And then let's see, 15 is where we have that B flat. Might want to circle that if you missed it. And that's about all it is when it comes to our accidentals for this here. And this section doesn't really have anything complicated either with the rhythms. So let's go ahead and just play 10 to 16, stop at that rest. Okay, we're actually playing the 2 notes before 10. So I'll count the same way we did from the beginning. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. So as you can see, not too complicated, especially after we mark in our accidentals and where things are natural. All right, now let's add in our articulations, because once again, we do have some slurs. So just take a moment to see where they are. I also want us to take note of where breath marks are too, so also mark those in. In terms of our dynamics, we're staying in mezzo, forte, the rest of this section. All right, so let's go ahead and do the section again with the breath marks and the articulations, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent job. Let's do it one more time for good luck. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, excellent job. So now looking at 17, once again, also going to be the 2 notes prior to, because that goes with the phrasing. Okay, so let's look at 17 to 21. Okay, here is where we have, let's look at 18. Okay, don't be thrown off by the 8th note, 8th rest. Okay, those 8th notes also land on the beat. Okay, so you're just playing it short. It'd be equivalent to playing a staccatoed quarter note. Okay, so you're still playing on the beat, just come off it early. Okay, if you get confused, I will write in sometimes just straight lines down, and it tells me where the beats hit. So if you get confused, just write those lines in where the beats land. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then 20, we just have that dotted 8th going into the 16th. Da, 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 da. Okay, and that's about it. All right, so let's do the 2 notes before 17. I'll count us in the same way we were for the beginning. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. And same thing with 20. Okay, those 8th notes. So it's 8th note, 8th rest, 8th note, 8th rest. The notes hit on the beat. Okay, this time we're going to add in dynamics. When we take a look at our articulations, we are tonguing the entire time for this section. So make sure you're tonguing for the whole time. 17, we're going to decrescendo down to mezzo piano. Then we're going to crescendo back up to mezzo forte in 19. Okay, so let's go ahead and add in our dynamics. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, excellent job. So now when you hit 21, just make sure you count for that rest. 1, 2. Count those 3 beats, okay? All right, I think we're ready to move on to a 22, right on 22, and then into 29, okay? Here we have a lot more eighth note action, okay? But they're just eighth notes, don't let them scare you. 25, okay, we have the eighth, 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 then the eighth rest, eighth note, eighth rest, eighth note. This one is going to be opposite of the other eighth rest, eighth note combos we had. So the rest actually lands on the beat now. So this is where you might want to take your pencil and mark the line over the rest to know that the beat hits on the rest. So we are playing on the off beat. Okay, so it would be like, okay, and a little trick I do for those eighth notes, and I know there's people who say, don't do it this way, don't do it that way, whatever. As long as you're quiet enough, I think it's fine. Okay, so what I do is I'll play it, but whenever I have those eighth rests when they land on the beat, I do a quick sniff in through my nose, and that helps me count for my 1, play, then the beat, play. Okay, so it just helps me with my counting, okay? I know that we're also probably tapping our foot to the beat, but just taking those slight breaths in through the nose can also help you with your countings. They do me. That's just a little trick I do. May or may not work for you. Now looking at 26, we have the rest still on the beat. So it's going to hit rest on 1, we play for and 2, and then there's the note still on the and, so it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so now after the first eighth note, we have our first eighth rest, and now that lands on the beat. So you might want to mark those where the beats land in this measure. Okay, so for 27, we have the full rest. So 1, resting on 2, coming in on the and. Okay, but it's just an eighth, so it goes right into the other eighths. 29, do we play on the strong beats or do we play on the off beats? We play on the off beats. Okay, so you might want to mark that in. The rests are on the main beat. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and play 22 through 29. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, perfect. Hopefully it helped marking in where the main beats are and where the rests land, okay? This time we're going to add in our articulations. Some of these are slurred. 22 and 23 and 24. This is where you might have to clean up some of your fingering for C to G. Sometimes I can hear a little blip even when I'm playing too. So just make sure you take a little time to clean that up, especially if you're really messy. You know, you are just going to just play C to G to C to G to C to G with slurs. Ah, see, there were some blips. And some of even those had blips. But that just might be an area you need to take time to clean up. Start it slow, speed it up. You know, you'll get it. That's just kind of a hard one with the middle finger remaining down and these two landing. Okay, it's challenging. All right, let's go ahead and do it. We're adding in articulations this time. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. right, excellent job. I feel like I took that a little faster. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. All right, now let's add in our dynamics. What are our dynamics? Mezzo piano throughout this whole section. All right, so now let's do it, still with your articulations, and now we're gonna play it mezzo piano. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, excellent job. Let's go ahead and move on to, we're going to do the pick up to 30 because that note actually goes with the phrasing, to 37, I guess. Now let's do 36. Okay, so here let's take a moment to look at where our accidentals are. So 30, we have that F sharp. That means the F in that same measure is still sharp. Might want to mark that in. 32, same thing, we have the F sharp. We still have an F in that measure, which means it's still sharp. Okay, 34, we have that F sharp, but there's no any other Fs in that measure. And then that's it. Also, let's take a look at our rests and eighth notes again. So 31, do our eighth notes land on the beat or are they on the offbeat? They are on the offbeat. That means the rests are the ones that land on the beat. So once again, I just mark a line through that so I know they land on the beat. Okay, and all the other rests are quarter rests. I'm not going to worry about them. All right, let's go ahead and play that. We're going to do the little pickup note for 30, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we'll cut off there because 37 kind of brings us into 38. Okay, so even though we're playing on the offbeat of 31, make sure you come right in on the beat for 32. There is not a rest there. Okay, so mark that in if you've been kind of lost or placing a rest there. There's not a rest there. All right, now let's take a look at cut that. Now let's take a look at our articulations. Most of this is tongued. We do have some slurs in 34 and 35. Okay, so just pay attention to that. Let's take a look at our dynamics. What do we have going on? 30, mezzo forte, nice. Going into 34, we're going to decrescendo down to mezzo piano. After that rest, right back in at mezzo forte. 35 on those Ds, mezzo piano. All right, so let's do that with the articulations and the dynamics. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent job. Should have noticeable measures between mezzo forte and mezzo piano, okay? Let's go ahead, let's just do it one more time for good luck to make sure we're hitting those articulations and to make sure we're really hitting those dynamics. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, excellent job. Let's do 37 to 45, okay? Here, it could get a little tricky just because we have all those eighth notes and we do have the accidentals marked in So let's take a look. 37 will be just as marked, okay? E, G, F, G, okay? 38, it doesn't come back to F. It goes E, G, E, G, C, B flat. Make sure you circle that, okay? And then 39, we have a B again, but that is natural because it's a new measure. So make sure you mark that. Then we have the G to G sharp, okay? New measure. Now we have C sharp, okay? 43, the B flat, and then that's what we have. So it's kind of a lot going on there. So let's go ahead and just do 37 to 45, or into 44. We'll take it real slow. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and we'll stop there. Those other two notes go with the other phrasing. Okay, so now looking at our articulations, this is where it's going to help you know where to break things up and for the eighth notes to not feel as much, okay? So look at how they're written, okay? Yeah, they're slurred, so what? But it's more than just that, okay? It's set into groups of 4, okay? So when you tongue in between them, try to take that tonguing time to kind of comprehend the next set of 4. It's like when we're sight reading. Well, we haven't talked too much into how to fully sight read, but when you're sight reading, you're not supposed to be looking at the note you're on necessarily. You're kind of looking a little bit ahead. So you're going to do kind of the same thing. We know this is in sets of 4s, so we need to think of everything in 4s as one set. So even when you're practicing on your own, do it in the sets of 4. So looking at 37. Okay, that's my first 4. Next one. Okay, so when you break it up into the 4s like that, it makes it a lot more comprehensive. You can see it and understand it a little bit more. Okay, let's slow that section down. We're just going to look at 37 to first note of 41, okay? And we're going to make it kind of drastic the way I just did, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and what I just did for that one, I guess I should have talked about this beforehand, is I just took a breath in between each set of 4. Now, we're not going to play it like that during the performance. This is just for the practice for us to know where our breaks are. Okay, so to start off, we're going to breathe there, or just create some form of a break there. You don't actually have to take a breath. Just breaking it into the sets of 4. And that'll help you with the tonguing part too. Okay, let's do it again, taking a quick little break in between each set of 4. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, excellent job. Okay, now let's start from 37, playing to 44. Okay, this time try to play it more the way it's written, so take out the little break, see how you do. When you're practicing it and you're really struggling with it, just do what we did, speed it up, and try to just take that gap out, okay? All right, making it more the way it is. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. stop there. If you're confused about measure 43, that's like what we had towards 15. The only difference was they took out the breath mark, that's all. All right, let's do it one more time for good luck. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oop. Cut that out. 37. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, excellent job. Let's take it 2 notes before 45 and finish it off, okay? Here, we don't have any accidentals to worry about. 46, do our 8th notes land on the beat or are they on the offbeat? They're on the beat, so go ahead and just mark them in that they land on the beat. 47, that first note lands on the beat, okay? And then we come back in on beat 3. Makes it easy. I know it, you're thinking you gotta count the and 1, or excuse me, the and 2, but just think you just come back in on beat 3. Okay, 48, are the 8th notes on the beat or on the offbeat? They are on the beat. 49, on the beat or off the beat? We play on the beat still. Makes it nice and easy. All right, let's go ahead and play the 2 notes before 45 until the end. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent job. All right, let's go ahead now and put everything together. Let's play from beginning to end. Still doing articulations, make sure you're doing your countings, and do the dynamics. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. right, excellent job. After some practice, I think you are good to go and ready to play with the ensemble. All right, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know down in the comments. While you're down there, don't forget to hit like, notify, and subscribe so you don't miss any of our practices. Thanks for joining, and until next time.